Hello. It is I once again, Jordan, aka Defcos. We're gonna do something a little bit different today. I am a One Piece fanboy extraordinaire, but today I am a Hunter x Hunter fan extraordinaire because we are actually going to be doing a reread review of Volume 1 of Hunter x Hunter. Um, So Hunter x Hunter is coming back. It's been big news on the internet, for the past week or so. Um, and I thought this was a good opportunity to start rereading Hunter x Hunter. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm actually not caught up with Hunter x Hunter the way I am with One Piece. I think I've only read up to like maybe volume 13 or 14 around there. I think I owned volume 15 in Japanese way back in the day. Um, but I've been wanting to keep reading it, and I've been wanting to reread the beginning for a long time. So I think that's what I'm gonna do now that it's coming back. I feel like I should catch up. Because Hunter x Hunter is awesome. I love Yoshio Togashi. It sucks with all the hiatuses and all that stuff, but it's hard being a manga artist. So, it's understandable. I don't hate him for anything like that. Like, I get it. Um, let's get into the reread of Hunter x Hunter Volume 1. So, I'll do like I do with One Piece. I'll read the foreword. It says, Yoshihiro Togashi here. I'm back to doing a weekly serial, and here I am publishing the first volume already. Thanks to all my readers for their support. I am entirely indebted to you. I took this picture at a certain party, by the way, not at a shady membership club. I'll work hard to crank out dozens of volumes. I promise not to complain. I won't run away. I won't lose it. I think, maybe. So that's the picture he's talking about, him in like a bunny mask. Um, but unfortunately, I guess he was pretty motivated at this point at the beginning. But yeah, we all know that Hunter x Hunter has been plagued with hiatuses from the beginning, really. But they got really bad as the years went on. Like he would take years off. I think I think he's been gone for like 3 years or 4 years as of like 22 since the last chapter. Um, I wonder what Hunter x Hunter would be like if he never took breaks, like, or if he didn't take as many breaks, like if he did like what Oda does, like just take a break every now and again. But for the most part, keep busting out chapters every week. I wonder if I would have kept reading Hunter x Hunter. I probably would have. I think the hiatuses may have made me kind of fall off a little bit as far as being a Hunter x Hunter fan. Um, but I don't know. I really enjoyed what I have read as far as Hunter x Hunter goes, and I definitely want to check it out again. And also, I haven't received my volume 27 of One Piece yet. I think I'm going to receive that today, actually. I got an email saying that it was out for delivery, that I should be getting it today before like 6 p.m. or something like that. But I received this a little while ago, like a few hours ago, and I read it. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just make a video for Hunter x Hunter today. And I guess I'll do One Piece 27 on Sunday. I don't know when I'll be doing the next Hunter x Hunter volume, because if I get back into doing One Piece videos, I don't know if I'll have the time. I mean, unless I do like on the same day I do Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, because I only have 2 days off a week. So yeah, I don't have a ton of time to be reading manga. Unfortunately, I wish I did. That's all I want to do, really. Read manga and draw manga. Um, but anyway, let's get started. So it starts with kind of explaining what a hunter is, like these pages here showing like treasures and monsters and like what hunters seek and stuff like that. And then we get the cool double page, the cool color spread. It's not in color here, obviously, but um, I had actually forgotten about this character. The character of his name is Kite. Um, when I when I was rereading this just a little while ago, I was looking. I was like, wait, who the hell is this character? Like I don't remember, but it's Kite, and I remembered him after I read the volume. Oh, I actually skipped the first page. Wow, I started on the second page. I didn't even look at this page when I just reread it right now. Wow, Whale Island. Yeah, I need to get better at drawing like nature and trees. Um, Backgrounds in general. I really need to get better at drawing backgrounds. So yeah, so Gon is fishing. He doesn't fish often, I feel like. He has a fishing pole that he carries around, but he doesn't like actually use it to fish. He does at the beginning of this volume though. So yeah, so he catches the what's it called? The Master of the Swamp. Catches it. And then he goes to his aunt for her to sign his hunter exam application card. And he runs off. Um, oh yeah, then he runs into his like bear friend. His like I think it's called a fox bear. His fox bear friend. And then we get a flashback that explains how he met the fox bear, and he also met Kite. And Kite knew Ging or Ging. I remember when I was reading Hunter x Hunter back in the day, because I used to read the French edition because I was living in France at the time, and I think they called him Jin. I don't think they called him Ging. Um, Pretty sure they called him Jin. I think that's what his name is in Japanese. Um, but here we get Kite who explains to Gon, um, the whole deal about hunters and how his father was dope and whatnot. And that's what inspires Gon to become a hunter. That meeting with Kite. Um, so then he has like you know what's it called, like a goodbye, I guess, with his aunt and with the village. And he sets off to become a hunter. So he gets on a big ship, and there's a big storm on the ship. I mean, not on the ship, but like they're in the midst of a big storm, and this is actually already the beginning of the hunter exam. Being on the ship is like the beginning of the hunter exam. So if they can survive, like being in the middle of a storm on a ship, then that's like the first step. Um, then we meet Legolio and Kurapika. They're also on the ship. Like this is the first appearance of Legolio and Kurapika. Over here on this page, that's Legolio, that's Kurapika. And they're the only ones that aren't like seasick. Like Gon, Legolio, and Kurapika are the only ones that are like doing okay. So then the captain of the ship sees that and he's like, "Oh, okay. These are the ones that actually might have what it takes to become a hunter." And then the captain realizes that Gon is, I guess I'll call him Ging because that's what they call him in this. Gon is Ging's or Jing. I don't even know. I guess it's Jing. Um, is Jing's his son, because Jing is apparently super famous. He's like one of the best hunters in the world. Um, so here we get a cool drawing of Legolio, Kurapika, and Gon. They look a little weird in this drawing, actually. They look a little more stylized than in other drawings. Wonder why that is. It's funny, like Yoshihiro Togashi, his art, like obviously he's extremely talented, like he's a dope artist. Um, and some of his drawings are, I feel like he gets more into some of his drawings than others. Like a lot of the transitional panels when it's just like, okay, I have to put this panel here to get to the next panel. Like he'll just sketch it out really fast. Um, I know he won't get really detailed or anything. Uh, but then we'll get other drawings with that are like super detailed and super dope looking. Um, a lot of his characters, the way he draws the characters is really really interesting. Like the ship captain, his face is like pretty cool. He just looks really cool, like the way he's drawn. Um, oh yeah, then we get the captain who reveals that the exam has begun, and now there's only the three of them left on the ship. Legolio, Kurapika, and Gon are the only hunters left, or um, the only ones who are there to take the exam. And the captain asks them all, like, why do you want to become hunters? And they explain, like, Kurapika says, oh yeah, it's because I'm part of the Kurta clan, I think is what it was called. Yeah, the Kurta clan. And he's after the Phantom Troop. And that comes into play later down the line. I remember that. We actually get to meet the Phantom Troop. I mean, if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan, you know this already, obviously. But there's like a whole arc involving the Phantom Troop, and I think they still show up even in like the recent chapters. I wouldn't know though because I haven't read a recent chapter. Like I've checked out some of the chapters, like when they dropped back in the day, like years ago. I would check them out just to see, just to look at them, but I wouldn't really read them, especially since there was like a ton of text, and I hadn't caught up yet, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I would just look at the drawings of like the recent chapters, um, but I didn't really know what was going on. So now what I'm doing is I want to actually reread all the volumes so I can get a solid grasp on exactly what happens like after volume like 13 or 14 or wherever I left off, because that was a long time ago that I stopped reading Hunter x Hunter. Um, but I remember always liking it and always wanting to keep reading it. Um, but after Kurapika and Leorio explain why they are becoming hunters, uh, like Kurapika kind of keeps antagonizing Leorio. He keeps kind of like dissing him, and then Leorio kind of like has had enough, so he tells him to step onto the deck of the ship so that they can fight. But they're in the middle of a storm, uh, and and while they're on the deck of the ship to fight, there's a big piece of wood that snaps off of the mast of the ship and hits one of the crewmen right in the face. I don't know if you can tell what's going on with these pages here, but it hits him in the face, and then he gets thrown off the side of the ship, and Gon and Leorio and Kurapika kind of go, oh shit, we have to save him. So they jump after him, and Leorio and Kurapika are like holding on to the ship and reaching, but they can't reach. and then Gon just jumps off of the ship, like he just completely jumps off the ship to try and catch this guy, and when he jumps, Kurapika and Leolio grab his legs, uh, and then he grabs the guy, and they pull them both back onto the ship, and then they're all like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like, Gon, like you almost killed yourself right there. Like you jumped off the ship. Like, what were you thinking? And then Gon's just like, well, it's you guys helped out. You guys grabbed my leg, so it's no big deal. And like, what's the big deal? And that's kind of a good, a cool Gon moment. And then after that, Leo and Kurapika like make amends. They're like, oh, you know what? You're not so bad. All because they witnessed Gon's like his selflessness and his heroism. Uh, so yeah, so then they arrive at the at Dole Harbor, it's called, and that's where they have to head to the exam hall. Yeah, I actually put a post-it note here just because there's this weird panel where Kurapika is talking, and then there's an empty panel. You can see right here. There's two panel. I mean, not panel. Speak like a word balloon, like a word balloon, a speech bubble. There's an empty speech bubble, and I wonder what's up with that. Was that how it was in the original Japanese version? I don't remember if that what it was like. If that's what they did in the French edition. Um, but I think it's really strange that there's just an empty speech bubble right there. Like, what's that about? I don't know. They could have just separated the words a little bit to put something in that speech bubble. Um, I wonder what the choice, why they chose. I can't imagine that they just overlooked it. Like that, that's got to be like a conscious choice that they didn't put any words in there. I don't remember what's up with that. But anyway, Leolio, Gon, and Kurapika arrive at this like town, and they meet like a group of people, and there's like an old lady who tells them, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question. You have to answer it right in order to pass, in order to proceed to the exam hall." And she asks them these fucked up questions like, if you could only save your mother or your true love, who would you save? Or if you could only save your son or your daughter, who would you save? Um, so there's really no answer to that question. And that turns out to be the right answer, is that there's no answer. Um, so basically, if you just don't answer anything, if you don't say anything, then you win. You pass. You win the quiz or whatever. Um, so yeah, and then Gon says, "What if we ever have to actually like make that kind of decision? Like that would be messed up." So then they head to like a forest, and they come across a house, and then they run into a magical beast, is what they're called. Um, like a weird were rabbit or whatever. Um, and apparently it looks like it took one of the people who live in the house hostage. And then it like runs away with her. So Gon and Kurapika run after it, and Leo stays behind with the husband. Um, and then this is a cool. a cool sequence here. Gon catches up to the magical beast and just whomps it on the head. Is that a word? I don't even know. Whomps it on the head with his fishing pole. And then oh yeah, this is funny here when Kurapika is trying to like console the woman that got taken hostage, and Leorio shows up, and Kurapika is like, "Oh, Leorio, what's going on?" Like, hold on, my phone's ringing. Ah, damn it! This is not a good time for this. Um. So yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, like what are you doing here, Yo? And then he's like, oh yeah, I took care of the guy. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Like he just had some scratches and bruises. And then Kurapika just takes his weird like nunchuck thing that he has and just like smacks Leorio in the face. And then it turns out that actually was not Leorio. That was one of the magical beasts who was taking the form of Leorio. And and then Kurapika looks at the woman and is like, "Who are you?" And then Gon runs into another magical beast, and he's able to tell them apart. Like the magical beast is acting like he's the same one that Gon ran into before, but Gon is like, "No, you're not the same one. Like you sound different, you look different." But they actually look pretty much identical. But Gon can actually tell them apart. Um, so yeah, so it turns out that that was also part of the Hunter exam, and they passed that as well. Um, so yeah, so then they arrive at Zaban City, and that's where the exam hall is. Um, and so they go into this like little restaurant, and there's like an elevator that goes down, and it takes them to the exam hall. And here we get a double page spread of like all the hunters or all the hunters, all the people that want to be hunters, and they're all there waiting in the exam hall. Um, and then we get the first appearance of Tampa, who was a true son of a bitch. I remember him from way back in the day when I read Hunter x Hunter the first time. Uh, yeah, he's a true asshole. He's just there to sabotage all the rookies. That's the only reason he's there. Um, and and so yeah, so then we get a little bit of an introduction to like some of the other participants of the exam, and then we get the first appearance of Hisoka, who is a major character in Hunter x Hunter. Um, he cuts off a dude's arms. Like that's the first thing he does when we meet him. Uh, and then Tampa tries to give them like a laxative to like take him out, but Gon is able to taste it, so he doesn't drink it. Oh yeah, and then we get the first appearance of Hanzo, and I don't know how much Hanzo shows up in like later in the story. I don't know if he shows up again later, uh, but I always thought he was really cool. He's like a ninja guy, and he's pretty badass. And I remember back in the day when I was reading Hunter x Hunter, he fights Gon at the end of the Hunter exam. He fights Gon because there's like a tournament, like a mini tournament amongst the hunters, and he breaks Gon's arm I remember that part pretty vividly. Oh yeah, here we get the first appearance of Killua, who of course is Killua. You know, he's just dope. He's one of the dopest characters. Right here, Killua. Um, so yeah, and then they start the first phase of the exam proper, and it's just like a marathon. That's all it is. It's just a marathon. They just run for hours and hours and hours. And Leo almost gives up, but then he doubles down, and he's like, "Nope, I'm gonna do it." That's a cool panel of Leo right there. Um, so yeah, so they're all running. They're just running, running, running. Um, then they get to the stairs and they start climbing the stairs. Um, and then they exit the exam hall, or like not the. I guess that, or I don't know if that's the exam hall. I guess it is. Um, but they exit that like the tunnel they were in and the stairs, and they arrive at a like a swamp, like a big wetland. Um, oh yeah, and that's the examiner. He's pretty cool. Um, oh yeah, so then we get a cool part here where a guy shows up and he's like, "Oh, that the examiner, he's an imposter. Like, don't listen to him. He's actually a man-faced ape, and he's just here to lure you guys into the swamp so that they could eat you." And then Hisoka just this part is crazy. Like he just throws his cards and kills the guy who was claiming to be the real examiner, and he was saying that Satots, I think his name is, was an imposter, and Satots catches the cards, but the fake guy gets killed. And Hisoka was the one who just to see who was telling the truth, he just was like, okay, well, one of you is gonna die. The one who doesn't die is the real one. And then they keep the marathon keeps going, and they're just trekking through the swamp, and and yeah, Hisoka is there, and Killua is like, yeah, we should get away from Hisoka because he just killed and he wants to kill again. Like Hisoka's just like a homicidal maniac, pretty much. Um, but they run into all the weird creatures that like eat them, like the predators of the swamp. There's like a tortoise and a giant frog. Um, and then Hisoka just starts killing people with his cards. He just starts killing random people, or maybe not random, but he just starts killing a bunch of the participants. And then Legolio and Kurapika are like, "What are you doing?" And then Hisoka is like, "I'm just playing Examiner." Um, so that's the last page right there. So yeah, so that is the end of Hunter x Hunter Volume 1. I enjoyed reading that again. It had been a really long time since I read it. I think I'm just gonna keep buying the Hunter x Hunter volumes and keep doing these videos just for fun. And I'll keep up with One Piece as well. Like I said, I should be getting Volume 27 later today. I don't think I'll be doing a video. Since I'm doing this video today, I don't think I'll be doing the One Piece video today. I'll probably wait till Sunday to do that. Or maybe I could do it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so if you indeed watched me talk about Hunter x Hunter for over half an hour, thank you very much. Um, yeah, I don't have a ton more to say, but that was cool. I like Hunter x Hunter a lot, and I want to catch up. And at least I want to catch up to like where the current chapters are, um, like the latest chapters, so that I can read those when they drop, just like I do with One Piece. So that's the plan with Hunter x Hunter. Um, so yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the very near future. Have a good one.